This is a problem. First of all, it's a problem that so many students have. We want to speak perfectly, we want to sound smart and sound professional, just like you do in your native language. You're at a meeting, you don't want to make a mistake because then you'll look stupid and people will laugh at you.
Yeah.
I hate it when people laugh at me. It's terrible. Um, First of all, nobody's laughing, and everybody makes mistakes. That's another video. But I wanted to point out something that a lot of students haven't realized, haven't thought about. And this is the fact that what you focus on, you magnify. You make it bigger, you bring it into your life, you create essentially more of it. So when your focus is mistakes, even if it's not making mistakes, don't make mistakes, your focus is mistakes, and you're actually making the problem worse by just having that thought in your head, thinking about it. One example that I've heard, maybe you've heard it before, is if you tell someone, don't think about a pink elephant. Whatever you do, you can think about anything, don't think about a pink elephant. What are they going to think about? A pink elephant, of course. Or when I was taking driving classes years ago, when I was a teenager, they taught us if you're on ice and your car is spinning, you want to stay on the road, you don't want to go in the ditch. So look at the road, don't look at the ditch. If you look at the ditch, you're going to drive in the ditch. Look at the road, you'll drive back on the road. Another example of where your focus is, that's where your direction goes. Recent example, not a student, but a guy I know, a friend, acquaintance. He's a member of this, one of my hobbies is public speaking, and he joined my club, public speaking club, about a year ago. And not a native speaker, native Czech speaker, and honestly, his English was not good. He made a lot of mistakes, a whole lot of mistakes. And I don't think he really cared, because every week he came back. Every week he was back making his mistakes. But I noticed something, and a lot of people noticed something. As the months went by, he made fewer and fewer mistakes. I'm sure, going to these clubs, that's not the only thing he was doing. He's probably doing a lot of reading and speaking, or listening, probably, to improve his English. But my point is, he wasn't focused on mistakes or not making mistakes. He was focused on communicating. He gave speeches and he wanted to communicate, to give his message. Or if it was in the pub after, his focus was on getting to know the other person, asking questions. Where are you from? What do you do? His focus was external, on the message, on communicating, on teaching, on getting to know someone, not internal, not on himself, not on mistakes. And as a natural consequence, your English improves because you're more relaxed, you're not focused on yourself, you're speaking more, and when you do these things, your English just naturally improves. I've seen this many, many times where after maybe a few months or a year with a student, they'll start to suddenly self-correct. So, for example, my student will say something like, he go to the store, and then they'll stop and they'll think, no, he goes to the store. Not because I corrected them or because they suddenly remember the rule. They knew the rule, but they just have so much experience at this point, and they're focused on talking, not on mistakes or not making mistakes. And speaking better is just natural. It happens naturally, So don't worry about it. Don't focus on it. Don't stress. Everybody makes mistakes. And yeah, let's go for a walk.
All right.
Hi, this is Mr. Vig. I have a question for you. Do you hate studying? Do you think textbooks and English classes are boring? And do grammar rules give you a headache? If yes, then I'm glad you found me, because I am one of the only English teachers on YouTube and maybe the world who also hates studying and grammar and classes and all those boring things. And because you do too, I want to send you some free English lessons that show you how my students improve their English without studying, without grammar rules, and without schools, and how you can do the same. But first, I need your email address. So go to my website right now, mrvig.com, give me your email, and I'll send you your first lesson right now. Thanks, and I'll see you in your inbox soon.
Okay.
Ryan, what can I do to make less mistakes?
It's fewer mistakes. Come on.
All right.
You should know that.